What would you say if I told you that order is an illusion? That the reality you see is nothing but a fragile system held up by social conventions, unfounded beliefs, and a desperate need for control. Now, what if I told you that there's an entire movement dedicated to destroying this illusion, and that in its place there is only chaos? Welcome to Principia Discordia, a book that challenges logic and mocks order, and to the magic of chaos, a practice that not only accepts the absurd, but uses it as a tool to shape reality itself. If you're ready to question everything, then embark on this journey through organized chaos. It was the late 1950s, and two young Americans decided to create a religion, but not just any religion. They wanted something that would challenge all conventions, ridicule dogmas, and above all, celebrate chaos. Thus was born Principia Discordia, a book written by Greg Hill under the pseudonym Malaclips the Younger and Carrie Thornley, also known as Omar Khayyam Ravenhurst. First published in 1965, this text blended satire, philosophy, counterculture, and a generous dose of nonsense to create Discordianism, a movement that claims the universe is ruled by Eris, the goddess of discord and chaos. Greg Hill and Carrie Thornley were not traditional philosophers. They were part of the beatnik generation, immersed in experimental literature, conspiracy theories, and a certain distrust of institutions. Inspired by works like Hermann Hesse's The Glass Bead Game and the absurd theories of the Surrealists, they decided to create something that wasn't just a critique, but a functional parody of all religions and philosophical systems. Little did they know that decades later, their creation would inspire one of the most intriguing branches of contemporary magic, chaos magic. To understand Principia Discordia, you must first understand one thing: it doesn't want to be understood. Unlike traditional religions, which offer absolute truths, Discordianism plays with the idea that all truths are relative, and that the very act of seeking meaning in the world is in itself a cosmic joke. But that doesn't mean there isn't a hidden purpose in all this madness. The book introduces concepts like the law of fives, which states that everything can be related to the number 5. An obviously absurd idea, but one that, if you try hard enough, might seem real. This is one of Discordianism's core tricks. It shows that the human mind tends to seek patterns and meanings, even where there are none. This leads us to a disturbing truth. What if everything we believe is just a set of arbitrary patterns that we choose to see?
Funky space. Funky space.
Another central idea in Principia Discordia is the distinction between imposed order and natural chaos. While society tries to convince us that we must follow rigid rules, Eris teaches us that disorder is an essential part of the universe. Discordianism doesn't preach destructive anarchy, but rather the acceptance of the unpredictable as a creative force. By now, you may be thinking, okay, Discordianism is a cosmic joke, but what does this have to do with magic? The answer lies in the magic of chaos, a magical system that, like Discordianism, rejects dogmas and rigid traditions. Chaos magic has its roots in the work of British occultist Austin Osman Spare, who in the early 20th century proposed a new model for magical practice. He believed that the subconscious mind was the key to achieving desires, and that instead of following traditional rituals, the magician should create their own methods to manipulate reality. Decades later, in the 1970s, Peter Carroll took these ideas and refined them, formalizing what we now know as chaos magic. In his book, Liber, Null, and Psychonaut, he describes a system where belief is just a tool. Unlike occult traditions that demand devotion to a pantheon or a specific structure, chaos magic allows the practitioner to choose what they want to believe and change that belief whenever necessary. One day, you might invoke Odin, and the next, you might use the iconography of Spider-Man. What matters isn't the belief itself, but its effectiveness. This concept aligns perfectly with Discordianism. Both challenge the idea that reality is fixed, suggesting that it is malleable and subjective. And it's here that the playfulness turns into something much more serious. If order is an illusion and reality can be shaped by belief and intention, then what are the limits of what we can do? Chaos magicians use techniques like sigils, symbols created to program the subconscious, to manifest desires into reality. Others explore altered states of consciousness to access deeper levels of the mind. But perhaps the greatest lesson of chaos magic and Principia Discordia is this: the ability to create your own meaning. In a world where everything seems predetermined, where we are taught to follow rules without questioning, the idea that we can build our own narrative is revolutionary. Discordianism and chaos magic aren't just philosophies or belief systems. They're tools for breaking conditioning and taking control of one's existence. In the end, the question isn't whether Discordianism is a real religion or whether chaos magic truly works. The question is, why do you need an answer? Maybe it's better to accept the absurd, laugh at the chaos, and create your own reality in the process. Because if there's one secret that Principia, Discordia, and chaos magic want to teach you, it's this: there are no rules. There is only what you choose to believe. And if you enjoyed this dive into chaos, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment below what you think of this philosophy. Is reality really just a matter of perspective? Let's exchange ideas in the comments. Until next time.